Yo, I want to make this video about the country going through inflation, and it seems like everybody just has given up hope on wages today. It's true. If you saw the Biden speech last night, he mentioned a lot of things about he's making things up for like middle class citizens, and he claims all this stuff. And whether if you're a right wing or you're a left wing person, I think we can all agree that the economy is not booming. Funny story was, I actually, when I was riding an Uber, I had a guy who told me, my Uber driver, he thought that the economy was booming, and that a lot of good things have happened during Biden's presidency, which I couldn't disagree far more. It's funny when you work 40 to even 50 60 hours a week, and at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. You can work 8 to even 12-hour 13-hour shifts overtime, and after 7 days it still isn't going to be enough to cover your bills, let alone groceries. We have a serious problem with inflation. A box of crackers costs $6, which is ridiculous. I was looking at grocery shopping. I've been through like Food Lion, and like, if it depends on your general area, but like a box of, like, I guess Cheez-Its costs almost $7. That is ridiculous. I don't know how people can afford a box, a $7 of crackers. That is fucking stupid. And I'm not saying like you gotta grocery shop a lot smarter. I don't think Cheez-Its is the first thing you should be looking for when you're grocery shopping, but even like small things like ketchup or condiments, they're all like $5 to $4, which I find super ridiculous. Now, like chicken and things, I saw like a decent amount of breast chicken that was like, I think $4, which is not bad because you're getting at least 7 pieces or 6, but still enough. I don't think that's gonna last you barely like even like 2 days if you're just doing it for one night of dinner. I was looking at lettuce. Lettuce is cheap, depends on what kind of lettuce you get. Eggs, though, it doesn't matter what brand you buy, they're all, I was looking at eggs, and they costed, like, for like a dozen, it cost almost $6. $6 for a dozen of eggs. I mean, bro, I thought eggs would be like at least one of the cheapest things you could get, but no, you can't even get that cheap. And just trying to get whether like, it depends on your diet, whether you're trying to get like meal prep or freaking just healthy nutritious food in your system. It's not gonna I don't think like adding up every product, like if you're buying chicken, you're buying ground beef, or lettuce, tomatoes, rice. I mean, rice is pretty cheap, so I mean, I guess you can live off rice, but who wants to keep eating rice every day? Just plain rice. At least like have a meat or a protein on the side with it. But just to make one meal, it seems like 13 items. I kid you not, I bought 13 items and it costed almost $100. Like, what the hell? And people could be saying, oh, you're not you need to like shop much smarter, or it's like, bro, anywhere you go, there is a huge increase like in prices. Like the last 2 weeks ago, I bought a pound of ground beef for $3.26, and now it's gone up like $4, and I'm like, what the hell, bro? It's ridiculous. I don't know how people do it. And it's getting to the point where, you know, people are just giving up. You know, the guy in the Uber says, well, your generation doesn't understand. Like, okay, first of all, like, sir, like, have you gone to like the grocery stores? You're retired, by the way. He was retired. And I'm like, okay, and you're Ubering. Like, he's retired and he's Ubering. So clearly, you know, to be fair, like, he could just be doing it, you know, to, you know, spend, you know, how he spends his day, you know, not to spend, you know, at home all the time. Or in reality, he's doing it because he needs to, you know, keep making money. No one can truly retire anymore. Like, everyone has to, you know, 85-year-olds or freaking, if you even last that long, which the expectancy to retirement has gone to 75 years of age. I don't think like a quarter of these of my generation is going to even live that long. Are we just, you know, doomed to, you know, like, work until we die? Like, I refuse to, like, you know, just work and then work until like I'm in my deathbed, bro. Like, nah, man. I'm gonna like live my life and enjoy it, because like, this is all we got. Life is too short, and there's just too much suffering and pain throughout life to, you know, to enjoy, you know, what you can. Everyone is just so stressed out. Every day I was just walking in the streets a few minutes ago, and I saw, like, this is why I'm making this video. Everybody is just like, is so poverty. Like, people are wearing baggy clothes. You know, people are just, you know, they had like that dead look in their eyes. Like, they just have shadows, and everybody's tired. Everybody's just like on edge. Everybody's depressed. Everybody's angry. Because we all know, no matter how much we work, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We're never gonna, you know, have enough. Yeah, it sucks, man. This economy sucks. Yeah, the economy's booming my ass. I could, you know, I could see that further from the truth. Why are, you know, I understand like how to bring inflation down. You have to let go of workers, and unfortunately, a lot of people are getting let go from their jobs. Unemployment is at an all-time high. People are, you know, struggling to even find a job. You know, I want to move, and I'm heading up to Alaska in literally a few more weeks, and, you know, finding a job up there is probably going to be a challenge itself. You know, I was down south currently, and I got hired at a job, but it was part-time, and it seems like the only jobs you can really get hired at or have much more success is part-time jobs. And, you know, everyone wants to, you know, to not be working a part-time job unless you're retired. And, you know, working a part-time job is basically just making a few cents, and realistically, gas, it's ridiculous. To fill up half a tank, it's like almost like $20. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but it seems like it's $20 just to fill a half a tank of gas. I don't understand like how people can survive. Like I said in my first video, it seems like the rich are getting rich, and it seems like the poor are just getting more poor. I mean, the middle class, in my opinion, is disappearing. And I mean, yeah, good job, government, good job. You know, companies, you're succeeding. You're eliminating the middle class, and I guess we're gonna go like how it was, you know, with the medieval ages, or even during like the Roman Empire. You know, the peasants were working, and the rich, you know, royal people were benefiting from their work, and really didn't give two shits about the hardworking citizens. As long as they were bringing them in that, you know, that cash, that money, that's all they cared for about them, was like, you work, you bring me in my income, and I enjoy my life, and we'll throw you our table scraps, and You live in your shitty, you know, huts or your broken down boxes and shacks, and you just scrap on by. It seems like that's what is really happening in this modern day age, and it's crazy to think about because we're in the modern age, but it's still happening to this day. I'm just tired of it, man. I think people are just in general tired of it. People are sick of it. You know, and nothing's gonna, you know, change until, you know, we do something about it. I don't know if anything's really gonna change. I mean, hopefully, you know, maybe there'll be a revolution or something, but, you know, that means, you know, wars are gonna break out and a ton of death and destruction. Then you're gonna have a restructuring stage of building a new government and everything, and that's a perfect time to, you know, attack a country when they're completely, you know, in shambles, or they're at their weakest, lowest point. I mean, in my opinion, America has never been so divided. Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. I have to go to work later tonight, and people are like just showing up at their job. People are just, you know, I see it in their eyes, their attitudes. Everyone's just pissed off. They're stressed out because they have, you know, they have to work, that they have their own, like, they have their own personal issues they're dealing with, let alone they have to worry about their bills. They have to worry about, like, their kids going to school, you know, paying for their kids to eat, let alone pay for themselves to eat. You know, worry about, you know, repairing their car. Like, getting your car fixed, $600. What the fuck? Like, that's basically a worse amount of bills right there itself. And I'm speechless. To make $100,000 a year, that's not enough. That's like just like the minimum of the new, like, scrapping by. 100, you know, 6 figures is not fucking enough to make, you know, to get by these days. You have to be, like, working more, you know, earning more than 6 figures. You would have to possibly be making, I would say, like, 300,000 or more, or 200,000. I mean, 200,000 would probably be a little bit better, but I still don't think that's enough. Yeah, bro, I mean, it's ridiculous. People are just so miserable. People are struggling. People are just, you know, in pain, suffering. You know, people can't even go to the hospital because they know that, you know, the hospital companies or whatever, the pharmaceutical companies are going to charge them fucking outrageously. You know, I had an appointment. I learned, you know, I've learned this the hard way. You know, I had 2 doctor's appointments that only lasted a bare minimum of like 2 to 3 minutes. And my bill came in and it was like $5,600, like, for just a total of 6 minutes from 2 appointments. Like, what the fuck, bro? I don't know how people do it. Like, work harder. Yeah, I've heard that before. Like, I was working 3 jobs all at the same time at one point, and I was like tired. I had no rest. You know, I was exhausted. My bones were aching. Bro, and it wasn't enough to scrap by. I don't know how people do it. There's some serious issues, like, in this government, in this economy, bro. And nothing's really gonna change unless, you know, the government gets overthrown, in my opinion. Which I don't know is gonna ever happen, but yeah, maybe it's time to, you know, move out of America. Go somewhere where I can afford, you know, cost of living, because an apartment, $2,500 which is not bad, but at the same time, you know, with the bills, you know, groceries, gas, you know, medical bills, or, you know, other stuff that comes into, you know, into the equation, nobody can afford that today unless you're making over 6 figures, which, I mean, congratulations to you if you're doing that. I mean, I give you all the credit, the respect in the world. Like, if you have your own business and you're a successful entrepreneur, congratulations. You know, I've started to sort of live a entrepreneur lifestyle because I've been traveling, you know, and I've been taking jobs on and off, but they're all, you know, but mostly they're in this same area when every time I come back to visit my parents. You know, I'm very fortunate and lucky to have that privilege. But it's, you know, it comes down to that, you know, knowing connections. Even when you get out of college, people are working, you know, bozo jobs like you and I didn't go to college, but people who have degrees, I know tons of people, like everyone who've just graduated from college, and I know it's like you're not going to get a job instantly, but you know, they tell you you're instantly going to get hired for what you went for. And you know, people who went for, you know, marketing and, you know, animation and computer stuff, they are not, they're working you know, a dishwashing job. I know a guy who went for computer stuff, and he's working a dishwashing job at an Italian restaurant. It's ridiculous. I don't know how people do it, like, and let alone these people are in so much college debt. I was talking to another guy I knew. He graduated from college for animation, and he's working a cooking job at a retired old people home. And he just got an interview for working at a school, but it's not gonna work. And the job he currently works is part-time, and so he's living with his parents. Yeah, everyone I know that I've talked to currently are moving back in with their parents because they can't afford you know, to pay the rent. People who are outside of my area right now are moving back here because it's too expensive where they live. I just, it's unbelievable. The American people, and it's pretty fair to say that I'm not the only one who's making this video, you know, ranting online, but you know, the American people are done. They're over it. We are through with this kind of bullcrap. I'm sick of you know, people working these long hours and not making any progress in their life, because you know, it just seems like at the end of the day it gets you nowhere. It's not even enough. Yeah, so you know, thank you for you know, got my passenger pulling up with me, but thanks for listening to this 17-minute hour rant about how, you know, crappy the economy is. But you know, feel free to, you know, like, subscribe, leave a comment, you know, on your thoughts below on how you see things progressing in the future. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video.